Welcome back everyone to another video. Now in today's video I will be restoring this Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So pretty much this Note 10 Plus is almost mint condition apart from the back being cracked, and also the battery has to be replaced as it doesn't hold charge. And with both the battery and the back panel being damaged on this phone, they obviously have to be replaced, and that's what I will be doing in today's video. So right here I have the replacement back glass and battery. Now neither of these are OEM, but the battery is high quality, so it's completely fine about it not being an OEM Samsung battery. And the back glass looks fairly similar to the OEM back glass. It's just a bit darker, and then the Samsung logo is white, where on the OEM one it's like black. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's install these onto the phone. So to open up this phone, I'll be using this iFixit kit right here, and no, this video is not sponsored by iFixit, but hey, iFixit, if you want to sponsor me, that'd be pretty cool. So first of all, to get into the phone, we obviously want to take the cracked back glass off, and as I've already opened up this phone before, the back glass just comes off like so. Now obviously I haven't glued it back down because it was cracked already, and I was gonna replace it anyway, so it would be pointless to glue it back down. So first of all, what we want to do, we want to unscrew these 5 screws right here, and once you unscrew those 5 screws, you'll be able to remove the wireless charging coil. So that's what I will do right now. So with the 5 screws out, I can leave them right here, and as you can see, this metal piece right here just comes off like so. But there's this one connector right here, this black connector that you have to unplug. But before unplugging it, I'd recommend unplugging the battery, which is right here. So you could just unplug it. I'm just going to use my nail, as I don't think it should damage anything. So now the battery is unplugged. You can bend this back a little bit. And now what you want to do is unplug the wireless charging coil itself, which is this black connector right here with the white square. And just like so, I unplugged it, and now you can just slowly pull up on it. It will be slightly like stuck down right here and right here, but you can just slowly pull up on that and it should unstick. If it doesn't unstick, I'd recommend using like a heat gun or a hair dryer to slightly warm it up and then try pulling it off again. But I wouldn't recommend like pulling it off hard or anything, just so you wouldn't damage it or anything. And as you can see, it didn't really want to come off for me. So that's the wireless charging coil right here. I'll put this aside for now. Now what we want to do, as you can see, the battery is right here, and it is pretty much the same battery as this one, but this one came, whenever I bought it, it came defective and I got a replacement, and that's what I'm going to be putting into the phone now. So next up, what you want to do, you want to remove the speaker assembly, which is right here, and you want to unscrew all of these screws right here, and I will do that right now. And now with these screws out, you could also put them aside. Now I wouldn't recommend mixing them with the wireless charging coil screws, as I believe they're not the same size, so don't mix them. So I will put them in here, and also make sure to remember which screws are for the wireless charging coil and which ones are for the speaker. So now with the screws out, you could pretty much pull out the speaker. You could put your nail in here, or you could just use any prying tool, but I will use my nail again. So you could pretty much just like stick your nail or your prying tool right here, and you could pull up on it. Now it might, oh, okay, that just came off really easily, but sometimes it might be like fairly stuck on there. If it's not really coming off, you could like pull up on it harder. It shouldn't really be damaged, as it's not really connected with any wires. It's all connected through these, like, I don't really know what these are called, but pretty much like these 2 golden dots touch up on these 2 things right here. And that's pretty much how the speaker works. So now we can put the speaker aside, and what we want to do now, we want to unplug this ribbon cable right here, this ribbon cable right here, and this ribbon cable right here. So this one you want to watch out and not break it, because this one is for the screen itself. If you damage this one, it will fry your screen and you would have to get a new screen, and No 10 Plus screens aren't expensive. I mean, they are super expensive and you wouldn't obviously want to break it. So be careful to not break it. My hand is kind of shaking because I don't really want to break it. I'm scared. It's all right. There we go. Okay, it comes off like so. Now you want to unplug these ribbon cables, and you want to unplug this one. And also these two ribbon cables right here, you could also unplug them from the charging port itself. So you could actually just remove them. You don't have to remove them, you just have to unplug them from the top, but you know, to make the battery replacement easier, you should remove them. So okay, this one I can't really remove. Alright, there we go. So that comes off like so. Now pretty much we're at the battery. You could bend this back slightly, but don't bend it back too hard as you can damage it. So now with the battery being right here, you can get some kind of like a prying tool. I'll be using this right here from the iFixit kit. Now if you're using anything sharp like I am right here, try not to pierce the battery with it, as it could explode if it's charged. Since this battery is already damaged and it doesn't hold charge, I don't really have to be careful with it, but if you're replacing the screen, be careful with your battery. So I'm gonna stick the pry tool right here, make sure it goes to the very bottom, and now I'm gonna slowly pry up on it, and as you can see, comes out fairly easy. Now if you're removing a OEM Samsung battery, it might be harder, as I don't really think I used much adhesive on this, or it looks like I haven't really used any adhesive at all. So yeah, the battery is now out, and right here is the damaged battery. Here is the new battery. So now we could put the new battery in, see if it works. This one we're gonna put aside. So first of all, what you want to do is test the battery, see if it works. Alright, so the connector should plug in right here. Actually, first of all, plug in your screen before you plug in your battery. If you're connecting anything, for now, since I'm testing it, I'm not gonna plug these ribbon cables back in, as they're only for the charging port. So right now, just to test the screen, test the battery, I will just plug the screen in. And now we're gonna plug the battery in, and it should be connected now. So let's see if it boots up. Give it a moment. And right here, as you can see, the phone works now, and I'm really happy, because I don't know why, I had a feeling this battery would be damaged as well, but thankfully it's not. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. So we're gonna let the phone boot up, and once it boots up, we're gonna boot it back down. I'm gonna quickly unlock it, and as you can see, the phone is fully working. Okay, what was that? Alright, whatever. So yeah, as you can see, the phone is now working. So what we have to do now is assemble it back together. We're gonna have to put both of those ribbon cables right there back onto the phone, and we're gonna have to put the speaker back on and the wireless charging coil back on. And yeah, the phone will be back in fully working order. So obviously, before we put it back together, obviously you want to turn this phone off, so you don't fry anything, specifically the motherboard, as that would be bad. So yeah, make sure your phone is off. Once it's off, you can unplug the battery, and I will be using some double-sided tape right now to stick it down, as I don't want the battery really to be rattling around inside. So I don't know why it's stuck down, like I didn't even use any double-sided tape, but sure. Alright, so I'm gonna get some double-sided tape, stick it on the back of this battery, and insert it back into the phone. Alright, so I put the double-sided tape on the inside of the phone, as if I put it on the battery, I probably would have put it in a spot that would have covered up the fingerprint scanner, which is right here. So I just put it on the inside, And now we could just pretty much insert the battery like so. And yeah, that should be good. Now you can push on it slightly, just to make sure it sticks. And now we could plug the screen back in, just like so. Now again, you want to be careful with that ribbon cable. Now this cable right here, you want to plug the main part, the one that says main, to the motherboard, and then the bottom to the charging port. So first of all, we're gonna plug it into the motherboard. All right, that should be it. And now the the charging port. All right, that's not really going in. All right. That should be fine now. All right, that's fine. And now with this, it doesn't really say where to connect it, but you should tell by the connectors where it goes. This smaller connector goes to the bottom, and the bigger connector goes to the top. So let's first just plug in the bottom one. And now let's plug in the top one. And yeah, now with all of that, we can install the speaker. Now the speaker is fairly easy to put back in. You want to find this part right here, and that should face the bottom as a speaker. That's a speaker, and that's a speaker hole, and it should obviously go to the bottom of the phone. So just like this, I did this wrong. Just like this, you want to like put it in, like sort of like this way. All right, and you want to slightly push it in. You don't want to put too much pressure on it. And if it will come out, if it's slightly coming out, if you just screw the screws back in, it'll just hold regularly. It'll hold normally. And yeah, that's what I'm quickly gonna do. So I'm gonna screw the screws back in. And now with the speaker being fully screwed in, we could plug the battery back in to check if the phone works, including the charging port itself, obviously. And I can't plug it in. All right, that's in. So we're almost done. What we have to pretty much put in next is the wireless charging coil. We're quickly gonna see if the charging port and speaker assembly works. So looks like it should work, as the vibration motor just pretty much worked. And I will get a charger really quick just so we can see if it does charge. It definitely does, I'd say. So but you know, we could always check. So yeah, let it boot up again and unlock it for the second time. And yeah, as you can see, the speaker works. Now I will go into the settings and check it in a minute, but as you can see, it works, and also the speaker works. But let's just quickly test it like fully anyway. So we're in the settings. We're gonna quickly check if the speaker fully works. Okay, that's really loud. Yeah, so as you can see, the speaker fully works. So yeah, now we could boot the phone down, and we're gonna install the wireless charging coil now. So yeah, let it boot down fully, and now we're gonna unplug the battery, and we're gonna get the wireless charging coil. So what you want to do, you want to bend this back again, and the black connector from the start, we want to plug it in. Now obviously you want to have the battery plugged in. You don't want the battery to be plugged in, so don't forget to unplug that. So yeah, you unplug this, you plug it in. Now you can plug the battery in just like so. Okay, I'm having trouble doing that again. All right, hold on. All right, just like so, the battery plugs in. I don't know why that was so hard to do, but sure. So now you want to just push this down. Also this, you want to stick it back on. Yeah, so you want to make sure everything is flush with everything. Now, the battery cable is slightly pushing up on this, but if we put the back panel on, it'll push onto it anyway. It'll push it down anyway. So now we want to screw in these screws, and yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. And just like that, the screws are back in. Now before we do the last part, putting the back glass on, we're gonna quickly check if the wireless charging coil works, as if it doesn't work, we won't be able to charge the phone, since pretty much you need the wireless charging coil to charge the phone, as most newer Samsung phones have that for some reason. So yeah, before we put it back together, let's quickly check if wireless charging works. So right here I have a Samsung fast wireless charger, and we're going to quickly see if it does indeed charge the phone. And now we're going to wait. Alright, maybe we just have to place it sideways. Alright, by the looks of it, it doesn't charge, but it could just be the wireless charging thing. Alright, so now we're going to put it down. Oh yeah, and as you can see, it works. So yeah, pretty much the phone is now in fully working order. Pretty much what we have to do now is put the back glass on, and it'll be fully complete. Alright, so now we're gonna put the back glass on, and yeah, so this back glass already comes with pre-applied adhesive, so pretty much we just have to pull this like thing off, and just like so, it comes off. It's a bit stuck here. Alright, so yeah, the adhesive, it's not really strong. I just hope this stays on. So yeah, now I'm gonna put this on. Actually, I should probably check if there's any dust or anything. So yeah, you want to make sure if there's any dust or anything here, because if there is dust, the back glass might not really stick. But I don't see any dust, so yeah, this should be fine. So let's just put the back glass on, and you do want to get this like right. So you have to be very careful with this. Okay, I am trying to concentrate so much right now on this. Okay, and now pretty much it looks like the phone is complete. Alright, here it is. It's fully working now. Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It had a bad battery and a cracked back glass. And we managed to replace both of those in this video. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I would highly appreciate it if you could do that. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you guys in the next video.